Pranam. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third edition of Super Achiever series for Ghoghari Next. હું મિતુલ ઝવેરી અને આજે આપણે મળશું CEO and founder of Ergode, Mr. Rupesh Sanghavi. Thank you very, very much, sir, for your time amidst such a busy and hectic schedule. And it's indeed a privilege and honor to have you over here in the Ghoghari Next platform today. Thanks once again for your time today. So, while I started the conversation, right?
Thank you, Mithul, for your time and giving me an opportunity. I really appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Thanks. So, the moment I started this conversation, right? The moment I spoke about Ergode and I spoke about Mr. Rupesh Sanghavi, the cache engines, the AI, ML, and speech analytics, I already flooded with the keynotes of Amazon, Walmart. I mean, for the audience who is currently viewing this episode, so there will be a strange feeling. How come Ergode is associated with Amazon, the Walmarts? So just to give the background for the audience who is viewing this particular episode. So Ergode is a global e-tailer which manages, accelerates, enhances, and protects growing brand through expertise in selling items all across the globe. It has sold almost 5 million orders. It has executed almost 5 million orders in last 12 months. And it is among the top 25 sellers on Amazon and sellers and Walmart. It has presence in 22 plus countries and has 90 plus channels. And it is associated with 2000 plus brands. If whatever segment you talk about, whether it is furniture, toys, or the car segments, they sell it. They associate with the brand and they sell it. So they are basically provide you smart solutions for selling things online, and also they are associated with very unique. The recognized by the best of the rewards. If I give you an example of INC 5000, fastest growing private company in America. It also won an award in 50 best Indian company startup in Silicon Valley. So this was a background of Ergode. So before, audience also gets flooded with the keynotes. Ergode, Rupesh Sanghavi, and the Amazons and Walmart. What everyone is keen to know. The things which is, at our heart. Like even the AI speech is now ready to bombard that keynote. What I want, what we all desperately want to know is, sir, please tell us your story. How did you get your start? How did you get your idea, the concept of business? And you being a chemical engineer from as a background, specialized and starting a e-tailer business. It's simply amazing from the volume. From as low as zero amount to $140 million business empire right now. It's truly amazing, sir. So open the floor for you. Everyone is eager to know your story, how your journey, your startup, and how did you get this idea and concept of this business.
Sir Mithul, thank you very much for your warm introduction. And I really share your enthusiasm. So I believe that the business genes are in all of us Ghoghari people. Okay, so I'm blessed to be born with the right genes and right mindset. Fortunately, I've seen a lot of our senior in our community doing business all along, and I can name a few who have inspired me within our community while I was a kid. But talking about my own journey, so I did a chemical engineering from University of Mumbai, then did a master's from Texas A&M, and after that I did almost 8 years of job where I was a application engineer, and so I used to integrate software to be used by chemical engineers, and that was my work profile while doing it. So while doing it, I kind of came across an opportunity. I was searching for a book actually for my wife, and while I came across an opportunity that, excuse me, where I could buy book and sell it online and make some money from it. So it started as a sort of an entrepreneur looking for an opportunity, and that first transaction I bought a book probably for some $40, $50, something, and I sold it for $1,600. And boy, I was quite hooked that because it sounded easy to do, it sounded profitable, and it sounded very interesting. So from that first book sell, I think we just kept scaling and backward integration. So earlier we used to buy book from an unknown sources and sell it to unknown sources. Then we expanded long ago. Now books are just less than 10% of what we do. So we sell tools, toys, electronics, furniture, you name it, across all the categories we are present. So idea was that I mean, so we went from books to across all the categories. From across all the categories, we went deeper integration and started working with brand owners to take their item and take it online and resell it. And from that reselling business, which is still strong and which is still profitable, we moved on to becoming a brand owners. And as a brand owner, we control entire value chain of products. Right now, we have acquired 11 companies that we control and we own. So, and we are on a way to do more. So, this is a very fast track, high level view of my journey.
It's amazing, man. Already getting the goosebumps hearing that. So, but
Thanks.
I mean, on a jokingly part, I mean, you should credit your wife for starting such a big empire, right? I mean, to get a gift to your wife and the journey started. I mean, it's simply amazing. I mean, so I mean, on the lighter note, I would say, I mean, her successful आदमी के पीछे एक लड़की का हाथ होता है. So in that case, it's your wife. I mean, to get a book for your wife, and that is wherein the idea clicked in, and you started this big journey. So moving ahead, before I ask you regarding e-commerce or your business profile, what we would like to know is how you were as a kid. I mean, in your early life, what did you like to eat? What was your favorite toy? What was your favorite game? And what was your favorite hiding place? I mean, for that matter, how was your family background? What was your upbringing? What did you like the most? Maybe some instance of your early 20s or your early 30s, which I mean, which would you would like to share to us?
Sure, Mithun. Such a thoughtful question. Thank you very much. So I grew up in Mulund, fortunately not too far from Javed Road, which is kind of hub of all of us.
Yes.
And I feel fortunate to be, and to add to it, my wife is from Ghatkopar. So we are like between Mulund and Ghatkopar. That's where I mean, we as a family are. Coming to I mean, like my childhood, I think I was a overweight but quite an ambitious kid. So yeah, like when I was a kid, people used to call me Jadio. That those were the days. So
You
yeah,
have, I mean, that doesn't look right now, sir. I mean, I mean, you have completely maintained, I mean, transformed yourself. I mean,
oh yeah, thank you. Fortunately, thank you. So yeah, but I grew up with lots of friends and cousins around me. Fortunately, my mother side there are 11 siblings. So I have like 10 mama and masis put together. And then my father side, I have like there are six siblings. So I have five kaka and five side put together. So we blessed to have grown up with lots of cousins, lots of happy memories of marriages and like going એકબીજાના ઘરે
yeah.
જવાનું and મળવાનું and all that. And then like at that time, I still remember that one of our Kutumbi, Ghoghari, became a diploma engineer. And I was so impressed by him that, wow, you are an engineer.
Engineer.
Can't believe it. So, yeah, I think those memories and those early days of like inspiration from our own samaj has been very transformative. And like I mean, and then I remember that I slowly transformed, kind of becoming a leader, so to say. I was a college I was a college student lead, whatever college student representative for almost 4 years of my college in engineering. I used to take I used to take quite a few leadership role even under challenging circumstances. So I think that transformation happened. I give lot of credit to whoever I am, to my friends at that time in Mulund. So growing up in the right neighborhood with the right friends with helped a lot. And I mean, as a kid, I used to love reading more than playing. So I used to read magazines like Safari and Scope. I don't know if you even heard of it, but I think you should check it out. Those are Gujarati science magazine, and it's so amazing. So of course, then I read a lot of Chitralekha, Abhiyan, Gujarat Samachar, you name it. So those were my favorite memories. Used to love playing cricket. I was average at it, not great. I still love watching cricket. In fact, watching cricket is one of my favorite time pass. As to especially when I'm working, cricket is in background, and even during we have a large team. So I even give when I talk to them, I give them lot of anecdotes from cricket.
That's within our genes. I mean, that is part of Indian genes. I mean, right?
Absolutely. So
So you
I used to love that.
you mentioned about your leadership qualities and the
Mhm.
hardship. So before I go to your hardship, I mean, who are the three most important people in the history? I mean, whom you admire the most? I mean, it may be in any of the field. I mean, whom you admire and you love to follow, and whom seeing you got inspired, and you, I mean, that journey that completely transformed your journey.
Sure, sure. So I think I'll have to give lots and lots of credit in a truest sense. And thanks for providing this platform where I can express my public thank you to one is gentleman named Mahendra Bhai Kalidas Shet. He is a he was part of our Ghoghari Samaj, and he actually inspired me, supported me throughout my journey, starting from when I got into engineering to I mean, see, at that time getting admission in United States was difficult enough, but like putting up all these requirements of a high balance in your bank account and setting you up with the right contacts in US and all that, and like at least like so his elder son Bhavin Bai was already there in USA at that time. So he almost led me uh, through like financially and spirit emotionally. He guided me for this entire engineering education as well as journey beyond. So he's definitely a role model for me. And he has done this, supported many other our Jain Samaj people. So I'm forever thankful to him. Other one are my professor from engineering college at that time. So there were like three or four. Our engineering college was relatively new, and they kind of, I mean, I became more of a friend to them than than actually their I mean student. So I think that helped me a lot. And coming to US, I had a fantastic professor, Dr. Sat. He helped me like get done with my masters much sooner than I would have expected. And after that, I was blessed with my first boss, Mr. Nathan Anderson, who actually helped me shape my career, encouraged me to take computer classes, even though as a chemical engineer, I mean, even though after masters in chemical engineering, that those kind of early support system helped me a lot in this journey. And of course, then there are some public figures like I love the enthusiasm and can do anything attitude from Elon Musk. I love very practical application of money. Like, I mean, when you earn a lot, like Bill Gates do, I like his way of spending money because he's working on some much larger course. So I, as a public figure, I admire him. I admire Jeff Bezos for his way of managing Amazon because he has scaled Amazon into a behemoth that one can only dream of. So those are some of the public figures I admire, and of course I mentioned about some of the private members as well.
Good. I mean,
And
yeah,
I'm sorry to say, but
yeah,
of course, that like and always my family,
exactly, exactly.
my brother, they are have been a solid support. My sister, they've always been a solid support in everything I've done, even to that day. So these are so I have family who is well supportive of me. I have a samaj who is very is a good great support system, and then society.
Exactly. Exactly. So while we talk of this success part, I mean, normally, I mean, for the teenagers like us, for the, I mean, who are early in their career, what we normally see is the success story and what the company is at this point of time, how much is the value and so. But we forget the hardship which has been done, right? Well, I mean, the journey had is not been easy. It will be ups and downs. You would have faced many difficulties. So if I talk about that, what are the most difficult things that have ever happened to you and how did you deal with them? I mean, today's generation, if you see, once they see the failure, they just slash. I mean, they are not able to see the failure. What they want to see is just the success. So what message you would like them? There will be hardship in your journey also. And how did you deal with them?
So to me, a great question, Mithul. And to me, I think perseverance is the key. So usually the difficulties, like I mean, yes, there would be some expected or unexpected difficulties that those are bound to happen. But usually the difficulties comes in a what I call small consistent challenges and persevering through those challenges is always the most challenging part. For example, see, I mean, the reality of life is with dealing with anyone else, okay, on a consistent basis, on a long term, there are bound to be some disagreement moment, some frustrating moment, but then keeping that team together is always the one of the biggest challenge. So lot of time, I mean, so my answer would be to never give up and keep your head above the water, stay positive, things will fall in place. That would be my way of dealing with. Other than that, yes, we have had about challenges all along the way. While we started selling on Amazon, it was not easy. Even Amazon process have been evolving,
Yep.
and as the Amazon process involves, sometimes we get caught in the middle for no reasons. And you say that, hey, like if you are so much dependent on, say, internet in general, like Amazon, Walmart, Google, Facebook, you are dependent on internet for 100% of your traffic. Sometimes we tend to lose courage that, hey, what if this goes wrong? Okay, but then you have to persevere through it, and ultimately I'm sure that like I mean, you will find your way out.
True. I mean, the never say die attitude says it all. I mean, that clearly
Correct.
reflects in whatever you told. I mean, in your journey also it transformed. So coming back to Agod, I mean, with
Correct.
e-commerce being the future and with which we seeing the tremendous rise post the COVID era. I mean, it was there earlier also, but the post-COVID era, we have seen the tremendous rise in this. So how do you encourage all the traditional selling businesses to come online, and how can a god make a difference for that particular business? If you see, I mean, Indian market is highly unorganized and still the traditional selling method prevails. So how you encourage them to come online, and how Ergode can make a difference to them when they actually come on?
Absolutely. So one is that online presence has become almost uh, it is like it is not an option anymore. You have to be present online, be it even if you are a smallest of the small, like even if you are small pharmacy, small kirana store, small electronic store, or anything. You need to manage your reputation through Google, through different portals online. That is just the start of it. Now there are many ways in, in which one can get the sales from online. Traditionally, it used to be only that, oh, I need to have a website, I need to maintain website, and then I need to get traffic, and then I can convert traffic into customers. But over a period of time, customer habits have changed. People no longer prefer to go on a on website to buy one thing, and then the next second website to buy something else. They go to portals or platforms like Amazon, Google, or Walmart to search what they want, and they want to add all of that in cart. So imagine almost in a real world scenario that, okay, if people have a choice to go to a small kirana store versus a large mega superstore, obviously they would prefer going to large mega
Mega store.
superstore because they can get everything in one place. It's just a consumer habit. So for those who have some sort of a business, they need to find ways to get their products online, either through website or through marketplace or through some of the retailers like us. So either you do your own website, number one.
Yep.
If you don't feel comfortable, then you go and set up your own team to set shops on Amazon and Walmart of the world and Flipkart in India. If you cannot do both of them, number three is find a retailer. And we are a retailer like, we are a retailer who would take your product and bring it online. Okay, so then the third option is to find and work with retailer, but make sure you find a ways to get online.
Exactly. So I understand. I mean, you being more of your revenue comes more from a US market. I mean, with I mean, maybe a small volume would be Indian presence is there. And with India, what do you foresee the Indian e-commerce market, considering the highly unorganized sector, the Indian market segment being, and with the common Indian consumer behavior, kitna sasta milega? I mean, that is the first question that comes up. Then there is a return ratio which is very large. I mean, more of a cash on delivery. I mean, the brand loyalty is not there. So how do you think, I mean, this Indian e-commerce market can factor all, I mean, handle all this situation? Because the market varies depending upon the place you go. So I've restricted my question more towards the Indian oriented segment. So in that comes in.
Absolutely. So, I mean, coming to, so there are retailers like us in India as well. And we also, I mean, for example, we are an exclusive seller of Titan watches in United States. Also, we are an exclusive seller of Everest Masala Safari bags in United States and around the world. Okay, so we have helped lot of Indian brands to go global. We have also helped getting Indian brands to sell locally in India as well. Okay, so there are quite few notable brands like Fruit Wash and a few other brands that we source from India and sell it in India. Now, this is about where Ergode stands. Talking about e-commerce in general, look, India is like right now more as a developed country than a developing country. So, a lot of things are changing in India. See, I mean, think of pre 2005. Okay, before Starbucks came in India, before Starbucks or Cafe Coffee Day, who would have thought that Indian audience would be willing to pay 100 rupees for coffee or tea? Okay, but people are doing it. And then there are who would have thought that people will buy cars like Audi and Mercedes and BMW, like it becomes one of the largest market. So I think Indian habits and Indian preferences are changing. India now is an aspirational country where we don't mind paying little bit more for a better experience. So I think India is going to grow, like India e-commerce is going to grow big. No wonder players like Flipkart, Myntra, Amazon, and now even government has come up with their own initiative, like mega initiative like ONDC, something along that line. So I think once you start listing your products online portal, you probably would realize that how massive India is.
Yes.
Lot of time we fail to appreciate that how gigantic India and Indian market is. And once you put your products online, then it kind of reaches to the every corner, from remote village of Ladakh to the remote village of Kerala. Your products will becomes visible and available, and people will start buying. So I believe that online is going to be as necessary as your phone, as a smartphone in your hand. I mean, how many people you really know who does not have a smartphone?
Smartphone, yeah.
Not many, right? I mean, it has become essential part of our life. Same thing, online is going to be an essential part of our life.
While you mentioned on that Flipkart and Starbucks, I recollect that when Flipkart actually launched their website, the mega
Uh-huh.
million days, mega selling days, I mean, all were
Correct.
glued to that Flipkart website. It actually crashed, right? I mean, we
Yes.
wanted to buy a watch and we ended up buying a television and fridge. So this is how the Indian consumer market segments is. But
Absolutely.
there is another sector of Indian consumer market which says, I mean, e-commerce is more of an bubble and it's more of an evaluation business, valuation enhanced business, and not a long-term profit making model. So I
Right.
mean, your take on this. I mean, because there is always a pros and cons on that, right? So there is a separate audience which believe it's more of a bubble which may burst, or it's more of an valuation, it's a long, not a long term or a business profit making model.
Correct. So, see, I would say that look, there is no way people who know how to shop online will be put off and go offline. If anything, the techniques, the attractiveness of online shopping will only grow. What in online there is a concept like endless aisle. What is endless aisle supposed to mean is that, see, in store you may have a somewhere like selection of 4 colors, okay, on something that you're buying. What if online you get a selection of 20 colors for 20 different sizes? So online is for not only for selection, it is only for also for convenience, it is also for competition. So selection, convenience, competition. Online, we online wins out all the time. I mean, say, is this like there is a one tagline that one of the retailer uses, that I shop in my underwear. It may sound funny, but
Yeah.
it is reality, right? You don't have to get ready, get out, face the traffic to be able to go and get what you want, right? I mean, imagine buying a perfume. Just to give you an example,
Yeah.
imagine buying a perfume. Like, I mean, you have to go in store during certain hours. You have to like take out your car from the whatever wherever you have parked, drive through the traffic, go to the nearest mall,
Yep.
go through the security, beat the traffic, go in the store, and ultimately what you will buy the perfume after a lot of hassle, standing in line. Online, it's one click, okay, and you are done. So I think there is no way it can go away.
Yeah.
How
So
many? how many of us can live without Zomato for a week?
That has completely changed the behavior now, right? I mean, gone
Exactly.
all those old days when we actually used to call the hotel guy, kitna time mein order aayega, and now everything gets tracked, right? I mean,
Correct.
when we started this platform, I mean, never we didn't know, okay, we'll be conversing with you on this online platform. The things have changed. Earlier, the video call used to charge 100 rupees, 1000 rupees, and we hardly imagine the days will change this way. So this is the
Correct.
journey transformation of the business is evolving right now. And as you rightly said, I mean, e-commerce or online is the future going ahead. And coming back to, I mean, Ghoghari community or the Jainism, I mean, we all follow Jainism. And how do you inculcate the value of Jainism in your business profession? So, I mean, Jainism itself is I mean, it's a big word. I mean, it's a big dynamic atmosphere in itself. And how do
Correct.
you inculcate the values of Jainism in your business?
Absolutely. So, see, to me, Jainism is not a Jainism is a lifestyle. Okay, and yes, we all, to an extent possible, we all do our kriya and processes and all that. But to a larger extent, I think of it Jainism as a way the humanity lives and grows. For example, ahimsa is one of the cornerstone of Jainism, and and being a fair employee, where we do not misuse any of our resources or do not take advantage of someone's need, is in itself is a ahimsa to my point. Okay, we would not consciously, this is to me is far more important than other conscious decisions that we make, that will not buy products or will not acquire. We have acquired 11 companies but will not acquire companies that are fundamentally uh, based on the some violence.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like just not too long ago, we had a proposal to buy a fish oil business, and we said absolutely no. This is something we are not interested. Will not proceed with it. So these are all, to me, these are all semantics. The more is that, like, once you sort of make people happy, make them to like you, love to work with you, those are more important aspects, and that's what we try to inculcate.
I mean, hearing your conversation, I mean, you are still binded by your roots, your cultures, your ethics and values. And seeing your company background also, I mean, I just Googled it and found you have 650 plus employees, and of which majority are in India location. I mean, that itself says you are how much, very much binded to your roots. And how do you, I mean, extra try to benefit more, provide more benefits to the society? I mean, your take on how would you like to contribute more towards the society? And
So I think, as they say, charity begins at
at home.
home, and yeah. So as a charity, this is just a saying. So we feel that as a corporate, social, as a corporate responsibility, to start with, we truly believe that we are one of the best choices when it comes to working employment, like work, like say someone who wants to work with the company with the global ambitions, but small enough to make a difference. We are one of the choice of employment company. Once someone joins, I believe that we treat them more than fairly. We have a 5 days working. We have all the benefits that a global company would provide, including medical insurance and including leave policy and bonus policy, and all that are in place. We also have given ESOP to every employee. Now, this ESOP to me is a big deal because it means that giving a share of the companies to every employee, and as the company grows, their share will
And
also
also,
grow, which will kind of give them a wealth to take care of their family. and take care of their dreams. So I believe that doing right with the people that we work with is the most important thing we can do. And other than, like, I mean, and that does not mean we don't do typical, I mean, a good, like, semantics, like we have a occasional blood donation camp at our office. We have had a company sponsored people going to and taking care of some old age homes, hospitals. So we do that once in a while. But our main importance is to improve daily life of people daily life of people that works with us.
Excellent, sir. I mean, so many things to learn from you. I mean, the most important thing, how do you manage so many things within the such a? I mean, you every second of you might be occupied some meeting, something, and parallel you manage to do. It's simply amazing. I mean, uh, but I mean, last few couple of questions more. I mean, your take on Ghoghari Next as a platform, and how to collectively we can grow together as a community, and your
Absolutely.
say on this Ghoghari Next as a platform, and I mean, your feedback and anything, any suggestion you would like to give to Ghoghari Next as a platform.
Um, so I think couple of things. One is that I think I admire what Ghoghari Next has done, because see, I mean, I still remember being part of these large Ghoghari gatherings that used to happen in, I think, in Parla and in some of the large ground when I was a kid. Like as a Ghoghari, I mean, we used to, I mean, I only could grasp that how many of us are there. And like our community is primarily, there are a lot of business owners, lots of well educated professionals, and we never had, I mean, we never had something to make us feel connected and proud. So I think this is a fantastic opportunity. The way I've been inspired by looking at the engineers in my days, I believe that this is using technology, making like this kind of initiative will make impact times 100 or times 1000. Okay, so what you are doing is a fantastic job inspiring next generation. Who knows, 10 years, 20 years from someone will say that, hey, I was inspired by interview that I saw taken by Mitul and Ghoghari Next. So I think those changes may not be easily visible, but it would be visible over a years. Second thing is it also connects existing business to business. I mean, on like looking at the first two episode of Ghoghari Next, like honestly I was not aware that Farm Easy founder is a Ghoghari. I mean,
Yeah,
what a proud moment for us, right? I mean, I've
exactly.
always felt proud of my heritage and my genes and my ancestors. And this only shows that, hey, um, we are go-getter, we are hustler, and we can do it. And I think this Ghoghari Next initiative will make it quite clear to everyone.
Thank you very, very much, sir, for your thoughtful comments. I mean, we are very much, I mean, I am pretty much impressed. I mean, even the audience over there will be pretty much inspired. I mean, seeing your hardship, your journey, I mean, and the present of yours and the journey you started, I mean, it's simply amazing. I mean, it's something for the youth like us to be more inspired and take as a role model. So tomorrow, if I mean, I always believe if tomorrow someone takes my interview, I mean, I could also take, yes, I followed him and he was my role model. Thank you very, very much, sir. And one last message you would like to give. Like me, there are many youths who are watching this. I mean, like you said, this we want to develop this platform wherein more and more youth gets connected, right? I mean, the next generation belongs to them. So we want to give something for the generation next, the generation coming up next. What would be the single message you would like to give to the youth, to the upcoming entrepreneurs, or to the upcoming youth who are currently in their education model and they aspire to become something? What will be the single message you would be like to give to the current generation youth and the upcoming aspiring entrepreneurs?
Absolutely. That's a great question, Mithul. One of the core values that our company lives by is called YOLO. You only live once. Okay. And that is such a powerful statement that I appreciate, encourage everyone to take a professional journey, be it CA, engineer, whatever your desire is, or medical. But one thing is, do not forget to have a fun along the way. Live life new ways. Okay, in last 15 years, world has changed tremendously. Recognize that and follow your passion. I mean, see, one of the thing that I'm very passionate about is travel. For example, now I grew up in a time when doing travel, like maybe 7 days of travel would require 6 months of planning. Okay, starting
Yeah.
from booking a hotel and booking everything. Now everything is on the phone.
Like,
Okay, so but I mean, like, so now if even if I want to take an opportunity to travel for 5 days, 7 days, I just have to have my phone with me. That's it, because everything can be booked online. Okay, same thing with, like, so it is not only about travel, but every aspect of life has changed tremendously, and I encourage all the youth to rethink all the traditions that we follow. Sometimes our traditions supports us, but sometimes our traditions also restricts us. So do not get restricted by old age thinking. Think out of box, have fun, and have like have fun while you are at it.
and thank you very, very much, sir, once again for your time. I just hope and wish you grow more, 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 and you continue to follow your passion of traveling. I mean, I know you would have ticked all the countries till now, but I mean, yes, I mean, your passion itself drives you to keep going. I mean, thank you
Thank
once
you.
again for your time. I mean, I've indeed privileged and honored to have you on the Ghoghari Next as a platform. Thank you very, very much, sir.
Thank you, Mithul. It was
Thank you.
my pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for
Thanks.
your time.
Thanks a lot, sir.